Hello and welcome to Greek Verse a Day. Today we are doing Revelation 1:10. As always, you're working from your Reader's Edition and I'm working from the screen giving you a little bit more information. Let's go ahead and read once slowly, once faster, then I'll give you some space to look at the text yourself. Egenamen in pneumati in te kuriake hemera kai ekusa apisso mu phonein megalein hos salpingas. So notice in this last word, the double gammas here make a nasal sound. Salpingas. It's a little bit faster this time. Egenamen in pneumati in te kuriake chimera kai ekusa apisso mu phonein megalein hos salpingas. So go ahead and at this point, pause and see what you can make of the verse. All right, jumping back in. This verb right here is repeated. It's the exact same verb that is the main verb in the last verse that we dealt with, Revelation 1:9. And if you look in your Greek Reader's Edition, you don't get a note for this verb in Revelation 1:10, but you do in Revelation 1:9. And that's characteristic of what your Reader's Edition will do. It'll give you the parsing information one time in a close, and if the verb appears again in close context, it assumes, the editors assume you'll go back and look at the parsing information from the previous context. So here, once again, we have an aorist, middle, and specifically deponent, indicative, first person singular from genomai, which means to become, be, in this case, because it's past tense, we're going to translate it was. So I was, and then a prepositional phrase, actually two different prepositional phrases in a row, both using the preposition in, but using them, we're going to translate them in slightly different ways. So the first one is going to be in the spirit. Notice how there is no definite article here before pneumati. Remember, sometimes in English we will translate things as definite, even if they lack the definite article in Greek. So in this case, because the spirit is sort of a special entity, sometimes special entities can not have the article and it's still assumed that they are definite. So in the spirit, in te kuriake hemera, on the Lord's day. So kuriake is going to be an adjective describing hemera. So if you, this is both of these are going to be dative, feminine, singular. And if you look into your Reader's Edition for kuriake, you're going to get a note that tells you the different endings. Because kuriake is an adjective, remember adjectives take different forms. They change their form, that is, they change their gender to match the gender of the noun that they're modifying. So here, this a ending with the eta and the iota subscript is going to be our feminine and specifically dative ending, but kuriake can also be kuriakos with a omicron sigma for the masculine in the nominative, and then on if it needs to modify a noun that is in the neuter. So this would be the neuter nominative and also the neuter accusative. Remember, in the neuter, the nominative and the accusative always have the same form. So on the Lord's day, our attributive adjective here, modifying day with the article coming right before it. Kai ekusa. So we have another main verb here. The same parsing information except for from a different verb. So aorist, active, indicative, first person singular from akuo, meaning I hear. So because we're in the past, I heard. And I heard apisso mu. Prepositional phrase, apisso, with the genitive following it is going to mean behind, and in this case me, because we have the first person personal pronoun in the genitive, behind me. And then what is heard is phonein megalein hos salpingas, a voice, megalein, great, a great voice. So here, megalane is an adjective, and it's modifying phonane with it's attributive. We're going to translate it a great voice, and there's no article here. Remember, when we have an attributive adjective, we usually will expect the article to come directly before it, but because the whole phrase is indefinite, John wants it to be a loud voice or a great voice, not the great voice. That's why we don't have any article here before megalane or before phonane. So the fact that this is indefinite has sort of caused megalane not to have a definite article before it. So a great or loud voice, hos, as salpingos. And this one's a little bit tricky. If you look into your reader's edition here, you're given a note for salpingos, and it's going to tell you that you have a genitive feminine singular, and that your lexical form, the nominative singular form that you would find in a lexicon or in a dictionary is salpinx, which is a nice fun word to say. Salpinx, as is salpingos. And sorry, let's fix that letter a little bit. And then what you would find also is that because this is a third declension noun, you would be given the the genitive form in the dictionary as well, which is the form that we actually have in this verb, salpingos. And then you'd also be given the definite article he to tell you that this is a feminine noun. So the thing that is easy to overlook here with hos salpingos is that because this is a genitive, we're going to translate it with the word of, not just as a trumpet, a great voice as a trumpet, as of a trumpet. And there's a sort of a slight difference in meaning there. So it's a voice as of a trumpet or likened to a trumpet, not a voice that is a trumpet. So let's put it all back together here. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day, and this is John means Sunday here, on the Lord's day, and I heard behind me a voice, a great voice or a loud voice as of a trumpet.